Today let's contemplate on the festival of Vijaya Dashami. What is Vijaya Dashami? We discussed about Navaratri, the nine nights of Navaratri, the nine forms of Mother Durga, and also its spiritual significance. The 10th day after the 9 days of Navaratri, the 10th day is called Vijaya Dashami. Dashami is 10, Vijaya is victory, or that's what we call or know Vijaya as. Vijaya means victory. Jaya means victory. Jaya is also another name for the Mahabharata. So Jaya is victory. Vijaya is Vishesha Jaya, special victory. And Vijaya Dashami is about this special victory that you can have. So what is this special victory that we can all get? Let's contemplate on that. There is a beautiful story that I've heard about this poor man who used to go into the woods, who used to go into the forest to break some stones and bring it back to sell it to get some money. One day, while he's traveling back to his home, he meets a sage in the forest who is meditating. So the sage opens his eyes, he looks at the poor man, and out of his compassion and love, he tells the man that why are you wasting your time here? There is this place that I know. Go and dig there. You'll find something more valuable than stones. So this man goes there and he respects the words of the sage. He goes and digs there and he finds precious stones there. He finds a precious metal, silver. Now once he's very happy with that, he goes, he makes a lot of money by selling that silver. After some days he comes back again and he finds the sage sitting there. Now the sage looks at him again and he says, why did you not come here for a long time? The poor man says, no, I found silver and that gave me quite a lot of money. And I didn't have to come back and work. Now I need to work again. The sage looks at him again and says, okay, I have another place. Go there, you'll find something more better. This man goes again, he digs there. This time he finds gold. And he's very happy. He has made now a lot of money. He doesn't come there for years. And after a couple of years, he comes back again to the same place and the same thing happens. He meets the sage and the sage tells him, no, I know another place where you find something more valuable. And the man goes there, he digs up and he finds diamonds and he's set for life. Not only him, his next generation and the third generation, they're all set for life. Now he has so much money. But he starts wondering, this sage knows, he knew the places where these precious stones and metals are. Why didn't he go and get it himself? Maybe he has something. Maybe the place that he's sitting at has something even more valuable. So he tries to find time to go to that particular place where the sage is sitting, to dig there. And he finds that the sage is not there at a particular time. He goes and digs there and he doesn't find anything there. And the sage comes back at that time when he's digging and he tells him, what are you doing here? The man says, I'm sorry, I got greedy. I wanted to know, what are you sitting on? What are you hiding? What have you found that is so precious, that you're in so much abundance, that you're telling me, maybe other people, that go and dig there and go and dig here so that they might find something of value. But that means that you must have something that is most valuable. What is that? I wanted to know, what is that? The sage says, yes, you're asking the right question. I have found something that is most valuable, that is most precious, that is no amount of money can get that, and that is my own self. And I'm not sitting on it, it's not in the physical place, it's in me. I have found the bliss, the fountain of bliss and joy within me. I have found God in my heart. So this is victory. This is a victory that spirituality talks about. This is the victory that Sanatana Dharma talks about. The real victory is not to get something on the outside, because everything on the outside is perishable. You will lose it. To find something that is imperishable, to find something that is permanent. I mean, after all, that's what everybody's looking for. Even if they want some success outside, it's not the success that they really want. It's the joy and the bliss, the happiness and the expansion and the power that the success brings, and the experiences, feelings that you have get internally. So ultimately, you're after something that is internal, but you're looking for it outside. So the sages and the wise people of Bharata, they understood this a long time ago, and they said, don't even waste your time on for endeavors outside. Meaning, not that they didn't say that, okay, don't go and become successful, fine. Do whatever you want on the outside, in the sense that do whatever you have to do to attain the success outside. But always know that the bliss and the joy and the peace is within. Find that first, and rather than working for success to get a sense of happiness and joy from the outside, you will rather work out of joy and attain success. So you can either work for happiness or out of happiness. So real Vijaya is working out of happiness. Then whatever you do, you're victorious in that. It's not that you do one thing and you become victorious. If you are internally victorious, if you have attained your true self, if you have known your true self, if you have attained the fountain of joy within you, then whatever you do, even the smallest of the task, becomes Vijaya, victorious, great victory. And there's a sense of beauty even in the smallest of the task, even if you walk, if you talk, if you create something, small picture. To give an example, there's a huge difference between an enlightened poetry and an ordinary poetry, an enlightened painting and an ordinary painting, an enlightened person's speech and an ordinary speech. So this is victory. The victory, the real victorious person is the enlightened one. And who is an enlightened one? One who has found infinite peace and bliss within himself or herself. And this infinite peace and bliss is called Ananda. It's also called Rama. It's also called Bhagavan, God. You can call it with any name that you might resonate with, but ultimately it's beyond all names. The nameless, the formless, the beyond all experiences, the truth, what is called as Satya. Sat, Chit, Ananda. To realize yourself as Sat, Chit, Ananda is to be really victorious. And this is what Vijaya Dashami is about. Sat, Chit, Ananda. And in the context of Sat, Chit, Ananda, the effigy of Ravana is burnt. And the story is about what is glorified as the victory of Rama over Ravana, and good over evil, and then the effigy of Ravana is burnt to signify the burning of the evil and the destruction of evil. The greatest evil is the ego. Ravana represents the ego, and the ego wants to capture Sita. The ego wants to capture nature, meaning your mind is moving outside. You want to possess things on the outside. In that process, you start destroying yourself and others. Rama represents the Sadguru, the enlightened master, the teachings of the enlightened ones, and ultimately Atma Rama, the self. So the victory of the self, the true self, over the false self, and the freedom of Sita, Prakriti, meaning in one sense it's your own body and mind, which is a part of nature, which has become now a slave to the ego. And because it's become a slave to the ego, it's sick. The mind has become sick. The body has become sick. The mind has become depressed. The body gets diseases. And most of this mental and physical illnesses are because of the uncontrolled thought patterns, which are created by the sense of individuality, ego. So the destruction of this root problem, the ego, is shown as the burning of the effigy of Ravana. And this is the real victory. The victory over the greatest evil. And the greatest evil is not, I don't think it's on the outside. It is the sense of individuality that you have. The sense of I, me and mine. And I am this. This is your limitation, which is false. So to the destruction of ignorance, of the ignorance that I am this limited being, I am the body, I am the mind. And this destruction will lead to the knowledge that I am the divine. I am the divine self. Sat, Chit, Ananda. This is why the Upanishads declare Tat Tvamasi, that thou art. Sat, Chit, Ananda. To realize that you are Sat, Chit, Ananda is real Vijaya, real victory, real success. This is the message of Vijaya Dashami.